Hello, this will probably be a quicker video because I'm just well, you know, I'm gonna just... So last week, actually it was this past Sunday, I finally got to watch Mufasa the Lion King, and I have a few problems with it. Although who else doesn't? Also, ignore the background gameplay. I didn't want to just sit there in a lion's pride, so I'm playing a survival. I might actually talk about this game and its sister in a different, maybe next week, I don't know. But, in the end, so, I'm gonna be doing my two major problems. My overall opinion is, it was entertaining, definitely, but, it definitely has major problems. So the first, okay, so if I'm pausing, it's because this is unscripted. I don't do scripts. So the first problem is, I have really two major problems with it. First one is that I do not like how it sort of changes the implied history of the Pride Lands. Like, to me, when I watched the first and second Lion King, and especially when you watch The Lion Guard, which, yes, I do consider The Lion Guard canon, and I just get that feeling, and especially within the Lion Guard, there's a past we do not know very much about the Pride Lands. The Lion Pride that exists in the Pride Lands is not a new thing. It has been there for at least a few generations. Maybe, and I do not like how it's changed here. Here in Mufasa, where it's like, actually the Lion Pride is a new thing now. Ooh. And the second thing is, I do not think they gave Scar enough screen time. They needed to give Scar more screen time. And yes, I know his name is Taka, and well, I like Taka, but I'm also just gonna say Scar. I use them interchangeably. I feel like they did not use him enough. To me, it gets the vibe that they wanted him to sort of have reasons, but they didn't want to but they still wanted him to feel like a villain. I feel like they shouldn't have done that. What they should have done is made him sort of like, well, not a villain. He should have been maybe more like a tragic character, sort of an empathetic character that you feel for. And that they should have explored more into what was going on with him. It's a bit frustrating because when I watched the film, and every time he had something that went wrong, it felt like they laid the stepping stones for something that could have made him do what he ended up doing in the original Lion King, the animated one, and not the 2019 remake. But they just, I'm having hard. They should have just went more in depth with him. They did not do enough with him. That's all I can kind of say. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's because I'm not scripting this, so I'm kind of just making up words as I go. And when I get the idea, I just got the idea, that they were laying the stepping stones, but they never went more than really surface level. They didn't explore why. I mean, for me, it still ended up with me feeling bad for him. But then I've always just sort of felt bad for Scar. I've never seen him as just a pure evil villain. I've seen him as maybe like a broken-hearted soul. And they even said this in the film where Rafiki said that he was broken-hearted. They should have explored into more than that. They should have went more into depth of that. Really show it. Drill it into our skulls. see what was going on with him. And then, my major nitpick for the film would be, it would probably have to be around, one thing I said at the end of the film. And, disclaimer. While I may talk like it on video, it is just part of characterization. I am not saying I am the real Kiara. That is stupid. My name may be Kiara. Lions may be my favorite animal, and I may also relate to her a lot. But I do not think I am the real, but I do not think I am her. Because I am not a lion, I am a human being. It is just pure characterization. If you have heard of if you have watched other YouTubers, you probably have heard this before, but we're putting on an act. And while I may have myself, and while what I'm doing here may be very close to to my actual personality, and my beliefs, there is still going to be things that are for the characterization around the channel. So, disclaimer over. But I said I wanted to meet Mufasa. My problem isn't with that. My problem is the fact that I probably would have wanted to see both of them. I wouldn't have wanted to just see Mufasa. I would have wanted to see both of them. I'm the same lion who essentially ended the racism after all, between the Pridelanders and the Outlanders. And or at least I was the first one to vocally speak out against it and persuade Kovu into stopping this bullcrap. So I feel like I probably would have wanted to see both of them. And also, I wish they didn't do the cloud thing. Now I'm thinking about the cloud thing. How sort of like the clouds formed into the ship of the lion. I just wish they did what they did in the original film. The film was being animated anyway. They should have done that. Well, rant over. Now fuck off.